Developing a school vision. Thinking big. What can we accomplish with our school? Why develop a school vision? Vision statements explain where your school's headed. They're like your northern star. You know where they are. You know where you're going. They provide a map, a laid out path to follow. It gives direction so that followers know when they're on track and they know when they've slipped off course. Vision statements describe the ideal school. What does it look like? What is the culture? What's the climate of the school? Visions imply change and can help people to reach a higher standard of excellence. They're like a guiding philosophy that provide people with meaning and purpose. They paint an ideal image of where the group or organization is going. Visions point the way to new ways of doing things. They're better now than they were in the past. Effective educational leaders help their schools develop visions that embody the best thinking about teaching and learning. A leader must first communicate the vision, must be able to explain what his or her vision looks like. A leader needs to highlight the values of the vision by emphasizing why the vision is worth pursuing. Why do we do it? Why do we have it? All stakeholders can then identify with something larger than themselves. They can connect to a larger community. A leader can use words and symbols that are motivating, inspiring, uplifting, hopeful. Although it's important that the vision of the school be shared among the organizational members, it must be one that's compatible with the principal's personal leadership vision. Yogi Berra once said, "If you don't know where you're going, you probably aren't going to get there." Don't confuse a vision statement with a mission statement. Developing a strong vision and mission statements can help stakeholders in your school reach a common understanding. A vision in your school is your school's goals. Where you hope to be in the future. Say 5 years from now, what will your school be like? The mission, it's larger. It provides an overview of the steps that you plan to achieve that future, to get to that vision. A vision is concise, it's easy to recall, and a mission is lengthier and more explanatory in nature. Why invite all stakeholders to be part of the vision team? People who are involved in the decision-making process, they're more likely to take ownership. If they've helped to write that vision or helped to get it going, they're going to be more committed to carrying it forward. So you want to involve a lot of people, a lot of variety of people. The school leader cannot achieve the vision alone. Students, parents, teachers, other stakeholders, they're all involved in this process. They'll spread the word, and soon everybody will want to get on board with the vision. Strategies to involve the various stakeholders include including individuals from diverse perspectives and backgrounds. Not the same culture, not the same race. We want to invite so many different ones to come. Utilizing internal and external communities. The school community. What about the town that you live in, that community? You want to build consensus where people agree that this is the vision for our school. Develop a plan for distributing responsibilities. Make assignments. Have committees. Determine and implement effective strategies to monitor and assess the progress that you're making. Have benchmarks and say, when we reach this point, we know that we're ready to go to the next point. Communicate this shared vision in a way that facilitates key stakeholders' ability. That way they'll understand, they'll support, they'll act with you. Select appropriate communication strategies. Don't talk over their head with big acronyms and things that they don't understand. Make it in a language that everybody is understanding and everybody can follow what you're saying. Implement this shared vision consistently. Implement it, share it with everyone. Don't just pick a certain few. Provide ongoing feedback to teachers and stakeholders. Let them know, like I said a while ago, let them know how it's going at certain points. Encourage collaborative planning and analysis of progress. Collaborative community. Let everybody have a point. Have a say-so in it. Ensure that the diverse needs of all students are met. And students are all different, just like teachers are all different. Identify and access resources. Maybe there's some that the stakeholders can bring in that can help you achieve this vision. There are strategies for involving parents, and today we'll talk about the parent surveys. I want you to consider writing a short survey that asks your parents about their suggestions, their ideas for improving the school. Give questions that involve the school culture and the climate of the school. How do they feel when they come and visit? How do they feel that their children are treated? Offer this survey in multiple ways so that parents don't feel isolated or uncomfortable. Some parents are tech savvy and they want to use their computers or their iPhones or whatever. Put their surveys on the school website so they can go and participate that way. But you always need to have a paper and pencil version for parents and pass it out at open house or send it by mail. And don't make them feel bad if they're not computer people. Be sure that all parents are given an opportunity to take this survey and that they feel that their opinion or input is valued. Make them feel that what they're saying is going to be listened to. Now I'll give you 7 suggested steps or strategies and processes that are necessary in this development of the school vision. Step number 1. School leaders are able to share their visions with others. I said that a while ago. Let's talk about it. In developing this vision, a leader must be able to visualize positive outcomes in the future, must be able to communicate these to others. They must say, we're at point A, we want to get to point B. It's clear. If you don't understand what your vision is, how can they? You must have a deep understanding. Compelling leaders create change by linking their vision and its values to the self-concept of others. When a leader is able to paint that picture of the future that's attractive and inspiring, it can have a significant impact on his or her ability to lead others effectively. Implementation step 2. Form the vision team. This is very important. There should be multiple stakeholders involved when you develop your vision, not just a few of your favorite teachers or someone that is willing to stay after school. It should involve students from multiple grades. Get a wide representation. If this is a high school vision, you shouldn't just have seniors on this team. You should involve kids from all ages and all genders, boys and girls. Teachers from a variety of subject areas, maybe not just the English and the math department. Involve the other ones. Instructional assistants, if you have those at your school. Substitutes who come, and they're very important to us. Parents from diverse backgrounds, same as the kids. We want to pick not just, a few people that you know, but pick a variety of people. School and district administrators, maybe other administrators from another building. And especially, you want to get your superintendent and assistant superintendent on board with this. What about school board members? They run the school. They should be a part of your vision. School staff, secretaries, custodians, cafeteria workers, bus drivers. They're all very important to your school district. Community members, local business owners, not just the bank people, not just the ones that have the big businesses. Ask some of the smaller businesses to get involved. What about local government officials? What about the mayor? Any other stakeholders? Anybody who's critical to your school should be involved. Vision implementation step 3. Share examples of other vision statements with the team. I'll say this, start with your own present vision statement. Pass it out. Let them look at it. Let them say, oh, wow, this is our vision. You'd be surprised how many people probably don't know that. This is something that will help you. Give them other vision statements. You can find those online. Let them go through and analyze. Let them highlight the power words. Say, oh, I like how this sounds. Let's try this. Let's talk about power words. Words can be very powerful. I'm giving you this slide just to show you some of the empowering words that you can put into your vision. A lot of them end with ing, developing, enhancing, impacting, implementing, energizing, optimizing, solidifying. But then you have other ones, happy, secure, generated, powerful words. These are ones that you want to put in your vision. Vision implementation step 4, lead the team in a discussion of how they envision their ideal school to be. And I put some questions on here, but you can think of your own. But have them describe their ideal school. If they have a child that's going to that school, what's that school going to be like? If it's their ideal working place, the best school they've ever been, what's it like? Identify the kinds of characteristics that will make our school a better school. If you can visit your ideal school, what are the students doing? Describe it. How are the teachers teaching? How are their administrators? What are they doing? What about visiting parents? What about community members? Are they welcomed in the school? What are the best practices that we can use in our ideal school? In 5 years from now, what will the world be like? How will we see our school? What can our school do in order to be more effective? Step number 5, you must consider data. Review this data with the vision team to help everyone identify where the school currently stands. We don't want to hurt people's feelings, but we do need to look at this. Student attendance rates. What's our attendance rate at school? What about tardies? Are we allowing tardies, kids to just run into class 5 minutes late? Staff attendance. Oops. How many days are missed? And more importantly, what days are missed? Department or grade level staff absenteeism. The math department, are they missing 2 or 3 days a week? We're in trouble if that's happening. Or the English department or the science department. What about staff turnover rates? Do people come and teach in your school for a couple of years and then say, oh, I think I'll go to this school? Student enrollment in sports and clubs. We know this is the part of the culture that the kids love. Disciplinary incidents. Look at those discipline slips. How many detentions are you having? How many in-school suspensions? Look at what teachers are writing up the kids. And you don't, as I said before, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but you need to consider if one teacher is writing up 100 kids in a 9 weeks, and maybe somebody else has written up 1 child or no children, there's a difference there. Look at your test data, your assessments. Look at your local ones, your state ones. Look at your standardized test results. These are important, but they're not the only indicator of where your vision should be. Look at your AP if it's a high school, your advanced placement results. If no one is passing the test, that's a good indicator that we need to make some changes. What about graduation rates? If you have a very low graduation rate, you know that's a sign that there are problems in the school. And also look at your student and parent surveys and have students do surveys as well. Tabulate the data. Make sure that the parents aren't wasting their time. If they say, "Oh, I filled this survey out, but nothing ever happened with it," That's not great. Let's look at the impact of school culture and climate. Talk about culture. What is the culture? Culture of this school influences everything that happens. It's so powerful. And you can have a positive school culture, you can have a negative one. Some school cultures are nurturing, but some are toxic. Culture is also called the school's unique personality. And if you work in a district with an elementary, a middle school, a high school, each one of those buildings can all have their own culture. If you work in a large school system that has several elementaries, each elementary has their own culture. And climate is the same thing. A positive school climate rests on the integration of academics and behavioral approaches. They address the student as a whole person. Both sides have to be addressed. Creating a positive school climate takes work. It takes commitment on the entire school community's part. Vision implementation step 6. This is where it gets fun. Divide your team into small groups and let them work through some questions. Now, I gave you some. Again, you don't have to use my questions. These are just suggestions. And have each one of the groups elect a scribe that's going to record their answers. Then each group would also need to have a reporter. And these are some of the questions that you could ask. What evidence can you think of that shows that right now we're meeting our current vision? What kind of school do you hope that ours will be? In the future, what will our school be like? What do you think should be reflected in our vision statement? Should we address technology? Should we address behavior? What should we address? What do we need to do differently in order to achieve this vision? How are we going to make our school different from other schools? And what impact of school culture and climate are concerns? Does our school culture play a factor in meeting the school vision and goals? And most importantly, what suggestions do you have for improving our school culture? Vision implementation step 7, almost finished. Write that vision statement. Ask the small groups to report out the list or ideas or phrases that they've come up with. You can write these on a big chart. If you have a big whiteboard, you can write those there. Now, when they report out, obviously, if someone's already said that idea, don't write it up there twice. But be sure that you put everybody's answers up there. You want them to all feel that what they're saying is important. You don't want to just discount and say, oh, I'm not even going to list that. Be sure and make your words count. Use power words. Remember, we talked about it. Your statement should be as concise as possible. Some of the best school vision statements are just one sentence. You want to be able to put this vision on your walls, down the hall, on your school stationery. Anything that goes out should have your vision on it. So then I want you also to plan a time when your team can present this new vision to the entire faculty. And they should be a part of that. They should not just you getting up and reading it to them. Let them present it. A confident leader is going to have a compelling vision that challenges people, challenges them to work towards a higher standard of excellence. Remember, it's a mental model of an ideal future state. It provides a picture of the future, a picture that's better than the past. Never doubt its power, because the development of a school vision is the foundation of an effective school. Without a vision, the school's foundation is going to be very shaky and it will not grow. You're ready to write. Brilliant! You're now in an excellent position to write this vision statement. It's essential that you establish targets along the way, benchmarks, so that you can measure your progress. You don't want to go 5 years down the road and say, oh, we have a vision statement, really? The importance of a vision statement should not be underestimated. One small sentence can convey confidence in the future of the school. Remember, all schools change from time to time. We have advances in technology. This isn't a one and done thing. You'll have to go back and revisit. It's a good idea to take notes. I want to end by saying good luck. Get this done. I know you can do it. Thank you very much.